All right, Crazy Cowboy Watchmaker coming at you. Hope you guys are having a good week. I just finished this lady's Seiko watch. I don't just work on Rolexes. I really don't like working on anything but Rolexes. But we just finished this thing for an older lady who just loves this watch, and I went ahead and restored it to brand new condition with a new crystal, and new gaskets, and factory finish. She's gonna be so happy. So I'm actually gonna put that in my cowboy hat because I'm gonna deliver this personally to this customer. Last time I went, she gave me some fresh produce right out of her garden. So I'm looking forward to that. I bet she's got something else, but I'm not even gonna charge her for this job because she's such a sweet lady, and this watch meant a lot to her. So she's gonna hand this thing down to her daughter, and that just brings joy to my heart that I can restore a watch like that, even though it's a Seiko. You know, it's worth more than $1 million to her, and she's gonna get to hand it down. And right now, this watch is done. Today, I'm gonna tell a joke. I'm gonna put on my hat. So this man, he's in the hospital, right? And he is on his deathbed. He's got oxygen hoses that's keeping oxygen to him, keeping him alive. He's got all these IVs in him. He's at the end of his life. And so the preacher comes in, and he's known this guy for a long, long time. And while the preacher's in there, he knelt down and he's whispering to him and he's talking to him, and he said, "Lord's with you." And he was praying, and all of a sudden the guy started thrashing and the preacher said, "Well, it's time. God's fixing to take him." And he's thrashing around. And so finally, this sick man, he's reaching for the table. And so the preacher was like, "Well, he can't talk. He must want to write me a note." And he said, "Well, you gonna write a note?" And the guy was like, "Yeah." And he was struggling, and he was fighting, and he was really just fighting death to the last little minute. And so the preacher was like, "Look, brother, you just go see Jesus." And the guy was reaching for the pen and paper. And so he scribbled this note on this pen and paper, and the preacher didn't even look at it. He just folded it up because he knew it was for his family. And he said, "I'll read this at your funeral. I've got you. I got you, brother." And then the brother passed away. He died right there. The preacher was holding his hands, and he had the note. And so he went out in the hall, and he told the family that he's gone. So they had the funeral, and everybody's there at the funeral. The whole town was there. This guy was really, really well liked. And the preacher said, while he was giving the eulogy, he said, "I've got this note." It was the very last thing he said. And I know it was to the family, so I haven't read it. And I would like to read it here today. I gave him my word that I would read his note here at this funeral. His last words. And so he opened up the piece of paper and he read it out loud. And the note said, "You're leaning on my oxygen hose." And that is the joke of the day. Crazy Cowboy Watchmaker coming at you, bringing the world into my world. And welcome to my world. Love you guys.